My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Okay.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike.
Yeah!
You can walk around here, by the way.
Let's kill some stuff.
And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since.
Huh.
And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's
that a
about
real
it for
email address?
introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
November 2008. Oh, you're in a white box. I do like forced perceptions. Oh, God, that scared me.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Let's go left. Oh, or not.
You can click to fire the gun.
No audio. Oh, it's there. It's just really light. Oh.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Yep, I've noticed that.
But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Oh.
Ooh. I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
That's funny. I remember when games were made like this, though, you know, like if you wanted to like do stuff outside, like you would put it in a box. That's what you would do. You'd put your game inside of a box, and then like you deal with like the perception of what they can and can't see. It's kind of sweet though. What's down here? Nothing. You put your level in a box.
Apparently, this space station has a laboratory.
Is it really? That's how they do it? Still? That's kind of
Sure,
cool.
I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Thanks.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
Bet.
It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Oh, you can't leave? Well, then you don't have an option, do you? Okay.
This is not a branching point, unfortunately. The only option is to step into the beam.
Lame.
Let me pause here for a second.
Thanks.
What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Oh. Oh. Nice. Can I walk around?
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Interesting. Okay, let me ask real quick, Sky. Let me ask a question. Is the story behind this real? And if that will give anything away in the game, then you can say it is real. Interesting.
So try walking backwards.
Wait, what? Oh.
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
The past was behind her. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, no, that wasn't your answer. Okay, my bad. Sorry. Yes. My bad. Wait, what?
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative.
Oh.
It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Yeah, no, Oh. Why does the future keep changing? I mean, that's life, right? When she stops and looks, it becomes clear. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength? Oh. To confront it.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends.
I
Didn't
really
need
like
anything more
that.
than
That's cool.
Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Yeah. Is it an actual, like, are these like true stories? Is the purpose behind this actually true? Or is it just kind of like part of the game, like part of the narrative? Oh, there's the edge of the map. Woo! Oh, it isn't true? Dang. Okay. That would have been kind of cool, though. Oh, you are now entering.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Wonder if there's fall damage. Oh, I like this.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Okay, but what if I don't hit enter and I just take my sweet time to get up there? Because I kind of want to do that. Because it doesn't seem to be slowing me down any further. One hour later. Fancy. Stand on an X at a bear. Wait, what? Stand on X staring at a bear for 3 hours? You construct a wall.
The wall that's warm and nice
is destroyed
and filled with little ideas for games.
Oh. You walk around talking people down
Coda
from
would
pursuing
often
their
tell
hopes
me
and
that
dreams.
he didn't mind if
Interesting.
people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
You're the queen. Dusting your jewelry. Oh, dang it. I wanted to read all those. Dang it. I am totally going to look those up later and find all of them so that I can read them all. The game inspired. Yes, absolutely. Makes me want to make the games that I've been thinking about. Not that I've
Well, this is new for Coda.
ever made
it's
games,
an actual
but-
puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Okay. It's not going to work. Oh. Oh, the Black Death. Wonderful. Nice.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
3 dots.
We're gonna see
I've
it
seen
a
this a
lot.
couple times now. 3 dots. Did you miss anything crucial? Everything. It's been pretty cool. The game was done in Source, by the way, the engine that is used for Counter-Strike games. Nice. That's why all the textures look familiar. Yeah. Interesting.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. All right, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Whoa, holy crap. That is a whole lot more.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same.
I want to go to all these places.
You don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing
true.
anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it? Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game.
Interesting.
There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Dude, I like this so much already. Anything that makes you think, oh my God, this is so awesome. Ooh. Oh, okay. I'll say I lost it. Oh, I'm on a hill? Kind of. Looks like a hill.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Yep.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source.
Yep.
Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that was actually pretty neat. Yes, the invisible wall. Not quite invisible. That freaked me out a little bit. Why is there stairs on that one? That gave you the heights butterflies? I feel like cattle. Yep. That like bassy rumble. Oof. Oh, couldn't get off.
This prison Funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you
Full
go.
hour. Holy
If you
cow.
don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Yeah. We'll skip the hour.
This is
Yo,
something
Bullet,
that
how you
and I
doing?
used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
I love that there wasn't. It's a beautiful game. Still. Like,
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
except you die.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
I was just wondering if there was like a secondary. That'd be kind of cool. Interesting. So, Bullet, this game is about thinking. It's pretty interesting so far. Oh. Yeah, I had asked that, and so yeah, the guy who wrote Stanley Parable wrote this. I had asked how much of it is true, and apparently the story is not true. I don't know if there's any truth to it, but you there? Did you
Here,
come
Coda
from
begins
above?
using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Yes, there was a world. There was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there's an enormous prison. I spent hours in it. Yes, there are these floating colored blocks. 1. That's the world above. You've been there? Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. Or no, I don't remember having to go through any puzzle. I'd prefer not to tell you after all. After all, we've just met. Ooh, choose your own adventure. I've been on almost since the start. Nice. Okay, no worries. I just want to make sure you're caught up just in case you missed some of it. Interesting. 3. What? But you don't understand. We are trapped here. That puzzle is our only escape. We need to get through it. You think you want to get through, but trust me, you don't. Let me describe it for you. Let me tell you all about what is over there. No, that isn't possibly enough. I need to actually be there. I cannot simply be told what it is. I must see it myself. I must escape this prison. There must be an ending. Interesting. Oh, more people. How did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes. Do you want to know how I solved it? No, I've been right here this entire time. We'll go with that one. Whoa, listen, speak, listen. I suggest you go and see the puzzles sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the black space in the middle. Interesting. Who are you? Just go hang out there in the blackness for a bit. You may not like it at first, but it'll grow on you. Interesting.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level. It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out.
Interesting.
I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination.
It's your guiding light.
We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
I dig it. Starting to sound like this was inspired by the Page Master. I don't think I've played that or heard that or read that. Maybe it was a cartoon. I don't remember. As you walk around, you can leave what? Oh, all notes you see are left by other players. Really? No way. No way. Nice room, not.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda.
Damn it.
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
Oh, well. There are a lot of notes here. Whoa, holy shit. Yeah. Can you guys hear me? Yes, we can hear you. Hello?
Feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
Why?
But it's ironic, isn't it, that in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Balls. Oh, once upon a time, I did define fun. I'm the king of the world. I want to get up there. How do I do that? So this game has no point? I mean, potentially it has a point. It's interesting. What the fuck? I refuse to believe. Butt ass butt. Don't listen to that guy. That makes me so happy. A free t-shirt! Because the internet. Because of the internal good feel I get. That's why most people do anything. New room! Damn. Stop, turn back, proceeding further will only result in misery. Let's jump together, Jack. I want to go over there. I don't know why, but I like that painting a lot. This is a note, yes. Yes, we get to go over here. Well, that one's in the ground. Ethical. Okay, so here's what I want to know. What is it? I want a no clip. I want a no clip down to those. I want to see what those say. That's what I want. Devil Tower Star. There's people whispering. Oh, never mind. That was the same one that I read just a minute ago. He was himself the most horrible creature he could imagine. Facts. Well, I'm here now. Yeah, we're all here now. And there must be a reason for it, though. This terrible secret. He kept it well. I beat the game! No, you didn't. More room?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Wish there were notes in the real world, right?
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Does it have a solution? Yes. Yes, it does. Help. Help.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Just kind of hang out here for a bit. It's interesting because it feels like a bunch of I don't know, man. It's weird because it feels like some of those internal thoughts, And you kind of get an idea of the thought process and where people were or where this person was. Oh, okay. Whew. The audio for the whispers looped, but they stopped for a second there. I was like, oh no. I was about to say, oh man. How do you leave notes? Well, that's something. Are you there? Please say something. It could be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please.
Okay, this one is tough.
Porn stars die too.
Just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
That's the name of this game. Porn stars die too. Rip John Holmes. F's in the chat for John Holmes. Oh, that's funny. Oh, I'm in the well.
See, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Interesting. The furniture ought to go in the center of the room. How about a TV with surround sound? A refrigerator, put a giant hole in the ground. I'm down for that. That's not a... Let's put a huge picture of a horse. I'd really like a washing machine. 10 stoves lined up along the wall. That one. That is not 10 stoves. This is making me not happy. I think we should light up this room. Skylight, full ceiling window. Nice. I'm thinking 10 by 12 recessed electrical, 6-inch, soft LED ceiling lights with fluorescent trim. Let's put some live Tesla coils in. Yes. Skylight me. Or just a lamp. Table! I have a table! It's right there! Who are you? Where exactly are you doing this from? I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making a difference. Tables were invented in 1935. Were they? I don't feel like they were. Ta-da! A table. Oh, a much larger area.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
It's a labyrinth.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Fine. Hello, please walk forward. I can't walk away from it, so I guess I'm walking forward. Oh, this guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions clearly. Take care that you remember each step. First, click on this table. There is no table. Oh, yep, there was. Okay, good. Go over to the photo. There's the 3 dots again. Go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. Now, turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it back on again. Now go to the left side of the sofa and move it over a little. Well, which one's the sofa? Now go over to the left side sofa. Oh, the left one. Okay. Move over. Finally, touch the shelves. These shelves? That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Well, thanks. I want to know what these 3 dots are. Return. See if we can remember. I'm ADHD. I've already forgotten half the steps, I think. All right.
Of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Son of a bitch.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside.
Oh.
Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Huh. Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you're trapped in this prison too? Yep.
It's a conversation.
I was in the furniture maze.
This is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and
Yep,
to get some
I
good
was in the
advice
reverse
from
prison.
someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself.
True.
You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
What's it like to escape? Actually, I'm already forgetting what being in the prison was like. Or two, it's strange, but in a way, I kind of miss being in the prison. I feel like being completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. Being here sucks. True, maybe I only like things once I don't have them anymore. It was comfortable. I knew its limits. I knew my place. Yeah. Stockholm syndrome. But you don't feel excited about getting out? The promise, the freedom? When I started learning programming when I was younger, there was a limited memory for programs, so you were limited to very short variable names to save memory. We don't have that problem anymore? Yes. I mean, technically. Is that good, though? It's comfortable, but it's inhuman? Couldn't live this way. You don't need to. You just need to be patient. Having limits is way more important than you probably realize right now. Or 3, you'll see what I'm talking about when you've been here for a while longer. Patience. So I don't understand why this instructor is constantly shortening and abbreviating variables. No. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No. I think I'm the first person to call back. Then you can tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you? What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. Or, to get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. Or, to get out, just talk with me for a bit. Oof. How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Just tell me how you feel. I like this, man. This is like internal thought, internal dialogue stuff, you know? I feel afraid that nothing will ever change. Go on.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
Man. Hi! Welcome to Playing Games with Packet. This is your therapy session for the week.
Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself. To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the 2 doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Well. Shit. Oh. Clean! Well, my goodness. I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might have to clean this entire house all by myself. And right miserable that would have been.
You'll notice that the quality
Everyone
of the
knows
art is a
lonesome
step up from
hands
previous
make
games,
lousy homes.
including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Don't worry about me. A place this nice, I'll be glad to stay here all night. And lousy homes make... Wait, what? And lousy homes make home loners. I don't think that's the... Is that the phrase? Easy. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes, and lousy homes make home loners. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know that phrase. Let's choose that one. Something tells me you're gonna be fun to do this job with. Well, this place isn't gonna clean itself, far as I know. I'll finish up here. In the meantime, could you please clear the table? Yeah! Done! Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now, would you please run to the bedroom and make the bed? Bet. Not the bedroom. 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 Bed. Bed. While you're in there, why don't you straighten out that rug a bit? All the little details matter. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? How'd you end up doing this job? It's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy. No. This game is fascinating. It really is. A friend dragged me along at a time when I was particularly desperate for cash. Turns out I've never felt so good doing something for money in my whole life. Never did I like cleaning my own home. I might have gotten some demons. Wait, I might have got some demons I ain't ready to face yet. Oh, speaking of demons, someone's put this couch all a mess. Would you come and straighten out these pillows here? Okay, so I feel like the character in the green text is probably I don't know why, but like the vibe I'm getting is like a 40, maybe a late 40s, mid 50s English woman. I don't know why. Maybe a little older. I don't know why, but that is what I'm getting from the text. That is the voice that popped into my head the second I started reading it. I don't know why. Oh dear. Looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop that up, as long as you're over there. Absolutely. I need a mop. Or just clean it up. I'm good. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. I love cheese. Yeah. I'll try to get by. Okay. First one. Make it especially cheesy. Mmm, cheese, Gromit. No. What? No. It was stupid. Sorry, never mind. What? No. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? Aw. I'd much rather you tell me your cheesy story. Last I checked, the tub needed cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human after all. Okay, but please tell me your cheesy story. Are there still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom? If so, would you put them back on the shelf? Yeah. Yeah, there are. Bet. Perfect. Now then,
After the intense set
come
of
about and
cleansing
clear.
games, this house cleaning level almost
Come about
feels
and come
like
clear
cleansing.
these dishes off the
It's the
table.
moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
House cleaning is so difficult. How do you do it? Are all the houses this easy to clean? Darling, let me tell you something. Your house is only as difficult to clean as you are. If you're finding the work hard, maybe you have a bit of housekeeping to do before you come to work. Ha!
I know that Coda really liked
And here
this
I
game.
go with another
Of
lecture.
all
Of
his
course
work,
I will.
actually, this was the only one that he called me
Don't
up
you
to
worry
ask me
about
to come over and
all
look at
that
it.
nonsense.
This was during a period of a
For
few
now,
months
just
where he
smooth
was,
out the
like,
rug in the bedroom.
grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Looks like the tub has gotten rather dirty. Would you mind tidying it up a bit? Earlier when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was gonna say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. I mean, I get it. That's a weird thing to say to someone you just met. But there's a bit of truth to it, no? Yeah. Definitely. What felt like an insult? It's great. This is amazing. I love this so much. I don't know why. Anyway, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books. Would you please clean the books? Absolutely. I don't know why I like this so much. I could play this. It's so chill. I could play this for like a good 30 minutes. Just pillows over on the
Glad
couch.
he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Question.
But, of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
I was enjoying myself. I was enjoying myself, thank you. Can't stay in the dark place forever. Have dishes to finish. Can't stay in the dark place forever. You're not allowed to have nice things. You gotta go face the real world. Eee. Thanks. Again, this is your therapy session for the month. Feel free to send me whatever your normal copay is.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it. this one gets a bit goofy.
Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Why are you here today? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to become perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know who is so developed as a person they make you feel disgusted with yourself, compared to whom you feel useless, selfless, ungrateful? I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. The question is not
About
how do we
halfway
do
through
it,
the game,
but
perspective
how
shifts.
do we do it effortlessly? Whoa! This is easy. So easy. Being perfect is effortless. Well, okay then.
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort? On the way to work, I told an elderly person to start contributing to society. 3, kids should not follow their dreams. We'll just go with 1 by 1. Well, let me tell you right now, if it isn't effortless, then it is not the right answer. You can't choose the other options, can you? Oh, yeah, you can. Interesting. Thank goodness. All of you perceive me as being wise and intelligent. Drinking is not hurting my life. If you are torturing yourself trying to find the right solutions for your life, then you're not doing it right. Interesting. Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? This is terrible. I'm developing a cyst. Gross. Do you understand that you won't be happy? Oof. Can I go up there? I cannot. There's no truth. There's no pain. Anyone want to do some ecstasy after this? Yes. Holy shit, you guys. Something is coming out of that back room. Look out. What if I'm not a good teacher? Yeah, let's go with number 3. Man. Nothing, no one.
I fell pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days. This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this. And it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
I want to click the table. Okay, can't click the table, so we're not in a prison. Stage. 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 You want me to go on stage? That's frightening. Up. Nope, can't go up there. Okay, guess we're going on stage. Cue the lights. Oh, yep, just like that. Hi. All right, the performance is beginning. Places, everyone, places, please. In this scene, you'll be playing as me. We are gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. Good. Stay right there. The one across the room, in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It is your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something. Where's the bathroom? What are you doing? You're deflecting. You're not saying what's actually on your mind. Stop dancing around it. Have a conversation with this person. Do it again. Fine. I'm super scared right now. I like you. Where are all my hopes and dreams? Or here are all my hopes and dreams. No, that's not it. I said to her at all. Not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's all you need to feel setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent people nearby. Now talk to her again. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. I bet you've learned to lean into the pain. What are some sacrifices you had to make? Bonk. You're messing it up again. You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity. Okay. Oh. Lamp. Oh, we're back in a prison again. Shit. Okay,
the game
yes.
ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution, social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Huh. Well, the whole world is your bathroom if you're shameless enough. Not wrong. Mobius Strip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Hey, y'all ready to do this? Eyes closed. Okay, let's go. All right. There's no instruction. Am I moving? Not that you can answer me. Well. Did I break it? Oh, damn it.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already.
Okay.
It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Is that me over there? Oh, I crashed the ship. Oh! Ow! Whoops. Let's try this again. What's going on? They're blind. Yes, they're blind. The blind. Okay. Can you open the door as you approach it? Yeah, that's what I was doing just then, actually.
All right, let me explain how you're supposed to do this. On either side of the room are elevators, which go up to an upper level.
I didn't need you to tell me.
You have to go up, walk over to the person who's standing there, and then select dialogue option number 2.
Speak something that is honest.
Like I
okay.
said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
We're gonna be okay. Man, isn't that the damn truth,
His games
though?
are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
December 2010. Where did this island come from? How do I get out of here? It's been a long time since I've talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. When I try to create, I feel empty. I have nothing left to give in my work. Oh no. What happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going, and it stopped. I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again. There was a machine that kept me going. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. What? You have to take me to it. I need to see it. I need to know why it stopped. I can take you there,
Game
but
featured
there's a
Coda
problem.
talking explicitly about
Started
his
by a
creative
difficult puzzle.
frustrations. This one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore.
Yeah.
Why? What is
Relatable.
it for? Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet. And so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Hey, I recognize this. First, you have to close the door. No, first you have to open the door. Now what? Now you have to close the first door. Now you have to open the first door. Now you have to press the switch on the inside. Well, now we go in and we have to... Now we have to close the first door. It's white in this one instead of darkness, though. Now just close the first door. Now just open the first door. Now just press the switch here. That was so simple.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Okay, here we are. What are you talking about? There's no machine here. Sounds like somebody's having an anxiety attack. I try to create it, feel empty. Hello? Deal? There's a machine. It stopped. Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous, and that you love it 100% of the time. Interesting. But it isn't true. Don't worry. Just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. Let's see, I'm constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work. It is easy and never stops being easy.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me.
Keep
I
going.
was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about, and I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
How about a TV with surround sound? Yes, get a call. That's how I escape now. Can't figure out how to say thing, yes. Patience, you have to trust me. I promise this will work. Please continue. Pain breezes effortlessly off me. Any sacrifice made for my work is worth 100% of the time. It always pays off eventually. Oof, I think I've said that one myself a few times. Be right back, we'll be right here.
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted
no
it to
guilt.
stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
You're back in the prison. Oh shit. What? Who is that?
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Who was that? Interesting. What did you miss? Wait, did you see the words, the room with words, and how you basically had to continue lying to yourself to progress? So that was the game. He had made a game where essentially, okay, yeah. And so you basically continued to feed lies to yourself until you got to the end. And at the very end, all the walls broke down, and there was the prison room from Porn Stars Die 2. But in there was a woman sitting on the couch that was crying. Well, like she was like in a nightgown or something. And that's it. And that's what the crying was that we heard in the background. And now we're here. Ma'am, glad to see you've arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be quick. I intend to be quiet. I intend to be brutal. Oof. Probably brutal. Thank you for filling you in. Yeah, absolutely. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing that you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda. Fuck! Wow! Alright, so who are you in this? If if you're considering yourself the machine, then who is the woman? I'm assuming the woman is the person that was crying in the last game. Interesting. Well, that's terrifying. It's the press. What will you do with it? What is the machine? Will it be punished? Time for a few questions. Please give us an answer. What has he been doing? Dude, okay, so like the story let's kind of back up for a second, because like throughout the story there's been talks, some of the options were like it sounded as if Coda was kind of I don't know if hold on, I'm trying to think, because so there were some options in there where it was like don't you know that like things can be better if you just love me, things like that. And like it almost feels like kind of like forcing the relationship type thing, but also like almost stalkerish almost, depending on the wording there, the wording that was used. But then like the woman that we just saw, And he also has some stuff that he's dealing with, like self-hatred and things of that nature. But then also, like, dealing with that stuff. Also, it feels like maybe he's having... It's affecting his work and things like that, you know? Be right back. We'll be right here. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. And then, but like, that's what I wonder is like the woman that you're playing as, the character that you're playing as right now. So I guess, I'm wondering if the woman is a significant other, or if the woman is a, obsession for Coda or something like that. Should be interesting. It was a woman also that was leading him through like the little island, forest island thingies. Something to remember. Capture Me Machine, can you tell us? Do you know where the poisonous games have come from? Interesting. Maybe the woman even represents a part of Coda. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. That is a good point.
And of course, it's the machine.
It's Coda. You stopped feeding us. Your work was keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us healthy. Just trying to figure out what those noises are. Maybe they're just noises. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you've put them through? It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through every day. Or 3. How could you possibly go back to trusting... How could we possibly go back to trusting you to do your job? Oof. There's no right answer to any of this. How about this for a start? You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. You have to admit to people that you've allowed them to suffer. I've been so alone. Oof, there it is. Apologize for leaving me. Oh. It's getting brighter in this room. Little bit by little bit, I think. No? Nothing? Think carefully. I know how to hurt you. I have seen the thing you fear. Ooh. All right, then. I will apologize to the people on your behalf. Oof. Rough. I knew it was getting brighter. I knew it was. My followers. Or my friends. Oh, I think you're right. I think that the woman kind of represents a part of themselves. Whoa. It falls on me to deliver some bad news. I have a troubling revelation. Maybe. I don't know. The machine will not apologize to us. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. Ooh. Fuck. Welcome back. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. Or we will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Let us pay a retribution. Let us show it that we are not failures. Follow me, we will destroy the machine. Follow me, we will destroy everything that the machine has created. Whoa. Dude, these are rough. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, and then there's the one. Oh, yeah. You know, then there's the woman in the theater. All right, what am I now? John Wilkes Booth Simulator?
Remember, you can click to fire the gun.
I know I can. Oh, I can't get off the stage. Oh. Coda! I'll make sure your work dies here. Coda, I'll make sure you are known forever. Isn't that what you're scared of? Exposed
So now
to the
work is
view of
becoming
others
self-destructive.
every day, forever,
And I'll
seen
tell you,
in naked
at the time
clarity?
that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation.
Yeah, but
And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral?
I don't think so.
Would it
That might
give
make
him
things
confidence in
worse.
himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
That very well could be, like, way, way worse, I think.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of. Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do?
Yeah, I
It's
think
the
you
thing
probably
that
made
I
things
always
worse,
feel
yo.
like I need to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better.
Sky is
I
Coda.
got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something. I really felt like I'd done something good. Like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
If he's not Coda, then
So anyway, Coda finishes this game.
Then he
and
made things worse for
really
Coda.
He just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
have a feeling that he made things way worse by trying to like put Coda's stuff out there when Coda technically didn't and had I don't know. I feel like Coda had some sort of a fear of like you can't force people to you can't force a fix on people, you know what I'm saying? Like
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
yeah. It's that whole you can lead a horse to water, right? You hear that crying again. An alarm.
This room actually has a maze in it.
Really? Oh.
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the level, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Okay, but is the maze doable? I wonder if the maze is doable.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever.
Yeah.
I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
What is the idea behind the invisible maze? That things are difficult and you never really know what's coming, you know? Maybe? I don't know. I don't feel like you can go into it now. This shit's dark as fuck, yo. Very introspective. Counter.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
1, 5, 1, 15, 16, 17. Nice.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress.
Huh.
And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem.
It's not your job to fix problems,
I feel
though.
like a failure, I guess, when I can't
That's
fix the problem.
your own thing, though.
But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
Like, you're projecting your problems and insecurities on
Was I a
someone else
failure
because you
for
don't
not understanding this game?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is.
Yeah?
It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean.
Yeah, I knew it.
And he wouldn't.
I knew the 3 dots were something. I don't know what they are, but they're something. Ooh, color.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else.
Yeah.
I needed to be someone other than me.
It's your own things, though,
But
you
he
know?
stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed.
Fuck.
Where did I screw up?
Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I?
Yep.
It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
Wow. Wow. Think about that. Think about that.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I wonder at times whether you think I am making these games for you. You've so infected my personal space that it's possible I began to plant solutions in my work somewhere hidden within games.
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes. Oof. Yep. Called it. Giving them something that's not yours to give. Violating one boundary that keeps me safe. Damn. Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them. Oh! Interesting.
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
That's the therapy. Now you have to sit with it. You have to sit with it and figure it out. When I am around you, I feel physically ill. Woo! Desperately need something, and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just part of the process. Yes, they are. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than it does me. Exactly. Oh, man. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. I mean, I'm getting it, which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. Ooh! Ooh!
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
Clicks, and that you make peace with this thing that you are wrestling. Shit. And when you finally see what I am talking about, don't say anything.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want.
The room is getting smaller.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Damn. Damn. Wow.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease. Solution.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. I love it when they do stuff like that, by the way. I don't know why, but I just love that sort of little transition there. They're so good.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
Maybe.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Shit. It's the subspace under the ground.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be?
Oh,
It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Damn. I don't know about y'all, but interesting.
What now? I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
What are these? What are these assets? It's kind of weird. It's like a rock texture. Okay, it stops there. I was going to say, I wonder if it keeps on going up. Hmm. That was an unsettling sound. Oh, shit. Here we go. That's a big mace. It's nice though.